Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of ReZero Starting Life in Another World, which is on Season 2 on Episode 37, or just Episode 12, or Episode 12. Anyways, this episode right here, wow, talk about a major thing that happened, especially that stinking ending. Oh dear lord. Get ready for one hell of a crazy time for next week, that's for sure. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We had to it that Subaru, of course, after he dies, he goes back to Emilia's place where she took the sanctuary trial. Of course, eventually, Subaru wants to see Echidna again for help, and it looks like to me it's gonna go out pretty badly in a certain way. And of course, he ends up going to that place of the trials, and we have to it that he goes through a trial where his worlds are created by the part after his death, For example, when he actually slit his own throat, something happened that failures other people are surrounding his body, trying to wonder, hey, stay alive, don't die on us, don't die on us, Emilia cries in grief, and then we get to see his other death where, when Rem actually killed him, and, where Subaru was, after he was killed, etc., by Puck, and Reinhardt comes in to kill him. Like I said, this other trial that became part of something else, I guess. We get to see the many deaths of what would happen, what happened after he died, etc. That time. Like I said, he had a lot of deaths in Season 1, and he had a lot of deaths in Season 2. Let's not forget that. And then, we get certain what ifs happen, after he died. Eventually, he ends up waking up and is greeted by Rem. And apparently, that how Rem will always, help him out. She will later on tell Subaru that, hey, it's okay. You kind of got a lot through grief. Let me take care of it all. But unfortunately for her, Subaru realizes that this is not Rem and that it's someone disguising her. And we get to see it was Carmilla, the Witch of Lust, is the one disguising her, and it was part of Echidna's plan, But we have to it eventually. Subaru finally goes to the same place where Echidna is at and ends up asking her for some help, etc. And of course she does tell him about the second trial, etc., about what's up here and there, but we also get to see something else where she says, hey, maybe I can help you out, but I want you to form a contract with me, Although we don't really know what what the payment and all that is right now, but unfortunately, we have to that the other witches, such as Minerva, Witch of Wrath, and then we got to see the Witch of Sloth, which is Scathith or something, I think. That's her name. Yeah, Sekhmet, etc. And then, all the other witches, which I've forgotten their names, etc. Daphne, I don't know. Like I said, all the other witches show up where Subaru was about to make a contract with Echidna and warns them, hey, don't do something so reckless right away, but be careful of what she's going to do to you, And then Subaru does ask Echidna about the question about, okay, if I make this contract with you, what do I have to pay or what's up? She says, I want you to give me your everything, and I give you my everything, and I'll lead you to a future that you most desire, etc. And this is kind of like a tricky situation, It's like saying, you give me everything, I give you everything. But there's going to be some other prices you have to pay eventually. Although Subaru knows that this is kind of tough because Echidna, let's be honest, she was a nice girl to help Subaru out here and there, but she wants to have a formal contract with them, and then she says, I'll give you my all if you give me your all, Everything about you, Everything all together. And the moment she revealed her true colors about wanting to know a lot of things, blah, 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 that's her, the Witch of Gluttony of knowledge here and there. And we have to it, all the witches overheard of what she said to Subaru, etc. But Subaru decides to ask her this question to determine about if he wants to do this or not. He does ask Echidna about Beatrice about this, And eventually she does confess about everything to her to wait for that person to arrive to help you out, And this is kind of risky. This is where things kind of gotten really bad because Subaru says, hey, do you even feel any guilt about this? What do you feel about what Byaku did for 400 years? This is really terrible. And of course she says, I thought it was magnificent to think that she wait for that person, you know? And I don't know who that person is exactly. So I just told her to wait that long and wait until that person released you from this contract whatsoever. My gosh, talk about some nasty way to not really feel remorse and just feel glee from it, you know? That's when Subaru's like, dude, you are such a monster. What have you done to her? And you think this is really something that you should play around with? And we have to, Subaru makes up his mind saying, I will make a contract with Beatrice. I'm sorry, I can't make a contract with you because of what you did. But before they could further have a further discussion, everything somehow turns dark. Like a shadow of clouds is above their heads, and all of a sudden all the witches going, oh boy, here she is, and then everyone's like, oh no, I don't want to be involved with this, and someone says, oh great, looks like a troublemaker comes out to cause some major mischief, and we get to see behind them, and the kingdom can only stare in anger because that one witch that everyone never thought to think she'd shows up, and it's Stella or Satella, you know, showing up behind Subaru and the other witches, and ends up walking up to them, etc. And with that malicious, ugly aura, etc. I don't know. And looks like to me trouble's on the way because the way how it ended, we all know that this has gone bad, possibly because somehow Satella or that witch of envy shows up in the location where Subaru and the other witches are at. So, yeah. Don't know how this is gonna go out because right now they are in some serious trouble knowing that she's showing up. I don't know how it's gonna go in the next episode, which is gonna be the final episode of the first core of season 2. So, best be prepared about that. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm on Fazzetto. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Ta-da!